My mother-in-law screws with us from beyond the grave. True story. So, in 2006, my now ex-wife and I get the notification from her mother that she is terminal with cancer. Well, in true Linder, and if you're from New England, you understand that reference, fashion, my mother-in-law holds on for another 2 years. We had moved up because my wife at the time wanted to spend my mother-in-law's remaining time together. And if you know me, you know how much I hate New England in the winter. But neither here nor there. Trying to be a good husband, I say, okay, fine, but just understand that after she passes, we are moving back because I do not want to live in New England permanently. I just don't do the cold weather well. So, it is now 2008. I want to say it's in January. Coldest month of the year. One of the coldest months of the year in New Hampshire. And my mother-in-law passes. My ex-wife had gone to the hospice along with the rest of the family, and lo and behold, they have a snowstorm. Well, my mother-in-law passes, like I said, and I called to check on Jennifer, my now ex-wife, to make sure she's okay, and she's like, I'm fine, and I'll get home safe. She goes, this is the whole reason we came up. I was like, I understand. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. So, fast forward a couple of days, she gets, she had gotten back to the house fine, no problem, and it's now time for the funeral. Well, the funeral was very nice, family from Maine and New Hampshire were all there. Her church family was there. My mother-in-law had been a teacher, and many of her former students were there. Many of her colleagues from the school were there. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, her boss, who was also the headmaster of the school, who is also an ordained minister, did her service. Okay. I'm getting to the point here in just a second, I promise. We come home, and my father-in-law comes out into the living room. He'd gone into what was their bedroom. They had moved from the upstairs bedroom down to the enclosed den and turned that into the bedroom when she became ill because she couldn't get up and down the stairs. So he comes in from what is now their bedroom, and he asked me if I had gone into their room and cracked the window. Now, what you have to understand is, my mother-in-law, it could be February, and my mother-in-law wanted to sleep with her window open about 3 inches, regardless of what the temperature was. I don't know if it was because she was also suffering from MS and that affected her, and she had thyroid issues, so I don't know if that was part of why she was always so hot. Used to drive my father-in-law nuts because he'd be freezing and she'd be hot, but they always slept with that bedroom window cracked about 3 inches. Anyway, so my father-in-law asked me, he's like, did you go into our room or my room? and open that window? He goes, because I closed it just before we left. I was like, no, I don't go in y'all's room. You know, I've got no reason to go in your room unless one of the kids goes in there and I gotta shuttle them out. But they hadn't gone in there, so I hadn't, I had no reason to be in there. So no. Then he asked Jennifer, my ex-wife, the same question. He's like, did you go in my room and open the window? Because he said the last thing he did before he left the house for the funeral was to close the window. Excuse me. Well, neither one of us had touched that window. But lo and behold, when I poked my head in, it was open 3 inches. And I started laughing. I said, Bob, it would be just like Linder to screw with you and come back one last time and crack that window. And so to this day, he firmly believes that was his wife messing with him one last time. So yeah, it strange things can happen. Let's just say that strange things can happen. They do let you know from the other side that they are still around, and that's the story of my mother-in-law screwing with the family one last time.